Tryna beat life cause I can't cheat death. 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 Tryna beat life cause I can't cheat death.
I did 17 years, homie. Real tears on these words, homie. Hitting staple only push-ups and hella top rhyming, hella notebooks with all my rhymes. It's like a map book from where I started. Ciphering, trying to be the hardest on the yard. Some of the hardest rappers got a never date. We'll never hug their mama, we'll never see they say. I feel blessed, so I rock with my loved ones. I left behind good count times and cold lunch. Yeah, mama, I'm on one. I'm free, ain't no words of expressions. See my smile, that's real, no fake shit. You would too if you seen that the moves was basic. Game made, heartbreak kid. Living in reality, mid 30 with some kid shit. Damn. They like 50 in they clip or better. Boy.
Tryna beat life cause I can't cheat death. 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 Tryna beat life cause I can't cheat death.
Death. I know some of y'all probably be asking, like, why does Dirt say that after the intro of every damn trying to be life? Well, truth of the matter is, I don't even know why I say it. Shit, it just, I don't know. It just happened. Death. I don't wish death on nobody. It's just death. Trying to be life because I can't beat death. I ain't in it. I gotta be real. I gotta choose my words wisely this time because life is about learning lessons, setbacks, and overcoming adversity. Because I promise you, you are stronger. Like when you overcome adversity, you are not weaker. When you overcome adversity, then you're not weaker. You're stronger when you overcome it. And that's the thing that we seem to sometimes forget. Like when hard times, like there's so many phrases in the phrase book of things to pick you up when you're down. There's many of them. You meet hard times with harder will. When life throws you lemons, you make it. Like it's all type of little phrases and stuff, little pick me ups, and they're so important to us in our development in life. Like these little phrases that we pick up. There's what's the word for them things? When you go to sleep, you listen to what's the name of them phrases? They're the phrases. The things you tell yourself to pick yourself up. You listen to how the fuck I forgot that. You listen to these phrases that make you feel good or they pick you up. They're affirmations. Okay, damn it. All right. But these phrases that we learn in life, these little affirmations, damn it. All right. Hey, but these little affirmations and things that we learn in life are so important. And then sometimes we look back and we see the importance. And one of them, I don't know if it's an affirmation or a lesson. But as adults, I look back and laugh. When we was kids, they taught us when you hit the crosswalk, what do you do? When you come to the crosswalk at the stop sign, what do you do? And they used to have the whole audience, the whole crowd of kids in the auditorium. Kids, what do you do when you hit the crosswalk? All the kids would yell, Look both ways and then cross. Like you would hear the whole kid say that. So how did that not turn into a look both ways? How did that not turn into an affirmation? Because guess what? As an adults, what do we do when we get to that crosswalk? We look both ways. We might not look at the light. We might not look at the beep, the beep, the beep. We might not look at none of that. I bet you we're going to look both ways because we know what happens to the people that don't look both ways. Stop, drop, and roll. That was a good one, too. What happens, kids, when there's a fire? Stop, drop, and roll. That was a motherfucking affirmation. You are right about that. Hey, Heather, it do be mainly mods watching, but shoot. My mods are my peoples. Do they do drills anymore? You know what? I'm pretty sure they at least do drills. They at least do that. But we grew up in the age of McGruff. I ain't seen McGruff. When last time you seen McGruff the crime dog? Damn, these motherfucking matches is not the business. All I gotta do is get up and go get a lighter. But I want to be lazy and break matches and shit. Stop, drop, and roll. I think it's the cadence. Like it just I just hear the whole assembly. Stop, drop, and roll. We were so impressionable as kids. If it rhymed, we liked it. He burnt with Smokey. Smokey the Bear and McGruff the Crime Dog. I'm going to ask my kids one day. You remember Smokey the Bear? Smokey who? I'm tired of lighting his light. If this thing go out one more time, yes, I'm going to get the big, Heather. I'm going to get the big. I ain't gonna tell you. I just didn't burn my fingers. Oh yes. All right. So now we can get this creative juices flowing. Nothing feels better than conflict resolution, especially when you're a parent or a guardian. Conflict resolution just brightens the day because I promise you, if you was here on this live yesterday, you saw that I had to leave this live in a hurry. If you watch the playback, you seen I had to watch this live. I had to leave this live in a hurry. I'm not going to go into it too much, but I will say that when kids go to high school, like when kids go to elementary, they're faced with a set of problems that they must solve. Then when they go to junior high, they're faced with another set of problems that they must solve. Then when they go to high school, they're faced with a whole nother set of problems that they must overcome. And there's going to be setbacks along the way. There's going to be a way. And that's one thing that as adults, we got to constantly remind these kids there's going to be setbacks along the way. And what I would tell them is that when these setbacks come, don't look at it as the end of the world. Look at it as an opportunity to learn something, overcome something, and gain strength points. Real shit. That's how you gain strength points. You gain strength points in life by overcoming obstacles. What's up, Greg? So I would have started the bakery earlier, but it wasn't appropriate. We had to go to the school real quick and talk to people and things. Man, no one ever spoke on setbacks. Man, setbacks is just think of all the obstacles and things that you overcome. Like, look, like I'm driving, like I got a car and everything, but then a situation happened, and it could have happened anywhere, but it had chose to happen on the way to this school yesterday. Because they tell you when the situation happens, you're supposed to slow down. Like slow it down so you can see everything that's going on. But sometimes that button, when it comes to like your kids, your loved ones, or whatever, sometimes that slow down button is nowhere to be found. Like you'd be stabbing in the dark. So then after that thing starts to malfunction, then you got a thing called universe, the universe that'll step in because your own personal thing started to malfunction. And so I'm going to be straight. It's only 10 of y'all. So I'm going to be transparent with y'all, man. Like when I heard that there was a fight involving my kids, I must have zoomed. I think I was driving too fast. I stepped on the gas and accelerated. And the next thing you know, all the oil fell out the car and it died right in the middle of the street. Now, God knows what was on my mind going to this school. God knows what was on my mind. And my energy wasn't appropriate for what I was about to go endure. Now, we try to keep people in our lives. These people that we keep in our lives, they're like not sponges, but they're like people of reason, people that are going to tell you, they're going to tell you what's what, regardless of how it makes them feel. If they care about you, they're going to tell you what's right. Slow down. Guess what I called? I called Benji. And Benji was like, slow down, man. Slow down. Get all the facts. And when I got there, I realized what I thought it wasn't what it was. What I thought is not what it was. But that excitement, the bypassing of my fail-safe that says slow down, the next thing you know, the universe had to step in. So now I'm sitting here, my car don't work, and I haven't started the process of beginning to fix it. Because I'm still processing, like, damn. Just yesterday I was driving, had all my business, now I'm dead in the water. This is a setback. There's going to be strength in this setback. See, like I got to turn it around and make it about something I'm going through so some can relate. There's strength in this setback. I just don't know where because I haven't started the process. But when I come out on the other side, it might be a better car. All right, Mass. Thank you for coming through. It might be a better car, a more reliable car. Universe might have stood in because this might have happened on a freeway. It could have happened on a freeway. Because the car sure cut off. Oh shit. Oh shit, I forgot to plug in. Do you feel me? Plug. All right. Hey, I've been hitting that Zen Garden too. They got some good deals and things. They got some good shit. All right, man. For anybody that can see that link, hit that link. So today, a lot of people might not know who Andre Wade is, but Andre Wade is he's actually one of the first YouTubers that I ever interviewed. Like I interviewed some of my homies and stuff, people coming out the pen, but another YouTuber, I had never interviewed another YouTuber because I didn't feel my platform was big enough for me to interview. I felt my platform was like there for me to interview with other people. But when I finally realized, shit, I made it. It's time to start interviewing other people. Well, that first person was Andre Wade, a YouTuber out of Texas. Rest his soul. I'm going to say Andre Wade died. I don't even think it was a year after this interview. Might not even been 6 months after this interview. But rest in peace to Andre Wade, man. So with that being said, if nobody hits this link, I'm going to combine the Andre Wade with this live, with this bakery. This is a bakery. There's definitely a bakery. And I will be here with y'all as I play this interview. So let me set this up, man. Let me run this Andre Wade. And I'll be in the comments with y'all as well. Let's see. 31. Andre Wade. All right. Like I said, I'm gonna be here in the chats. Y'all ain't gotta leave. Shout out Andre Wade. Let's run it.
It's worse than Angola.
It was worse than Angola at that time. And Angola was one of the worst, penitentiaries in the United States at that time also. And I was like, man, y'all sending me to Eastham. I was 25 years old, And I was
what was your sentence? What was your sentence?
I had 45 aggravated. I was given 3 counts of 45, but they ran a conclusion. So I only had to serve 1 and not 3. Yeah. So, like, man, and I had to do 11 years just to come up to see parole. That's how it worked. 1/4 of your sentence.
Did you have life?
No, it was 45. It was a baby life.
Might as well have been life.
Oh yeah, and I was like, man, these people are just sending me to Eastham, and and all this because I had an uncle that was there. He had did 11 years on Eastham, and Man, hey man, when you talking about, I'm talking about all of my mindset was, man, man, I'm about to kill somebody up there, because I already had my mind set up, man, that, I wasn't gonna
How,
be no.
how long had you been in when you had made up your mind you was gonna have to kill somebody?
I hadn't been, I had been, that was, I hadn't even hit the unit yet
You
because,
just felt like that, like it was coming.
because, when they take you to TDC,
Hmm.
it's TDC then, it wasn't TDCJ. That changed through the years. It was just
Yeah.
TDC, and go to a unit called diagnostics first. You stayed
Hmm.
out 30 days, where they getting you process of where they're gonna send you. And after
Yeah.
you diagnostic, they send you to a facility called GoRe. Now GoRe
Hmm.
used to be the female unit in the system, but they had changed that. And so they summoned GoRe, and GoRe was the unit where they let you know where you was gonna be stationed at. So they
Hmm.
in the classification at GoRe that I was going to ESAM. Hey man, I couldn't believe these people were sending me to ESAM.
How did you hear about it? Like how? Because I know when I was coming up, when I was 18, like the only prisons I had heard about was like Folsom and San Quentin because of the movies and Chino. But I didn't know about other prisons like that to know to be scared of them. They put me in the worst level 4 in CDC at that time too. It was a brand new prison, and I had no idea. And I was barely 18.
And they
So
okay
how
now.
so how did you know that it was a bad that you was about to be in a bad situation?
Well, this was my third time going to prison. This
Okay, so yeah, okay.
first time, and they were sending me to a unit because of my I was considered as a habitual criminal and
Yeah.
threat to society. That's the label that they had placed on me at that time. So
Mm-hmm.
send me to a maximum security unit. They couldn't send me to a minimum security unit. They sent me
Mm.
you only had a few maximum security units at that time. You didn't have
Mm-hmm.
all the units that they have now. Like I say, you got over 100 or something now. But back then, in 1990, when I was first sentenced, you only had 32 units, and they was
Yeah.
all brick units. They was old units. Eastham was one of those units that had a name for itself throughout the United States, not just the state of Texas, as being
He said East Ham.
Eastham. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
and they was killing. It's rugged. They was killing. They was stabbing. When you first got to Eastham, uh, when you had our commissary, you didn't really buy a fan or a radio. You bought a knife. you know, you bought you a knife. Because it was dangerous. You didn't
Yeah.
have, the gangs that they have that nowadays. You didn't have Crips and Bloods in the state of
Long
Texas at
time.
that time.
Wait. I
You
think I
had
heard
When
it
did you
ringing.
black
when,
gang.
I thought I
when did
heard
you
it ringing
start
this
when did you
morning.
start seeing Bloods and Crips in Texas? If you don't mind, if I don't mind cutting you off, because I gotta know this.
It was probably about 94, 94.
94.
And you know what? They had a guy out of California, and, and he wasn't repping in prison at this time, because he was the only blood on the farm. And
So
and
so being a blood didn't really mean that. You just we heard about y'all, but we don't really know about y'all like
yeah,
that type of.
we knew about him, but not they didn't have him here. But you had some guys, they called him Window. Window was out of I forgot what part of California Window was from. But Window was on East Ham for a long time. And he intercepted the Texas ways. And he didn't try to put nobody down or none of that. Them
Right.
bloods start coming when they start building the new prisons. Because
Yeah.
gangs, I think hit Houston probably around about 92. They start spreading somewhere like that. But
What was
they
they doing? What was
it,
they doing before then?
well,
Like
in
like I
prison,
give you an example. I give you an example. In my city, gangbanging hit about like 82, 83. But before that, they used to, like, if they had problems with each other, they used to break dance. Like they they break dance, posture, all that. And
Was this is the neighborhood I'm from. This
mm-hmm.
the name of this neighborhood is Alameda Plaza. We call it APP, Alameda Plaza, Texas, and it's in Clark, south side of Houston. And Plaza ran the Clark. Let me tell you something. When we rode down. There was a lot of us. It was, and that's what we had. We had neighborhoods. We didn't have names, like Crips or Bloods or nothing, anything like that. And I had a couple partners that was from Cali that was Crips in this neighborhood. But like I said, they didn't never try to put nobody down. They moved over here in the 70s, and they was, but they didn't ever try to put nobody down or nothing. They just intercepted the ways that was going on in this neighborhood. Because in my days, Blood couldn't have came to this neighborhood and tried to do anything. They wouldn't have made it. They wouldn't have made it because we didn't have that concept. We didn't have California concept. Eazy-E was my kinfolk.
You said who?
Eazy-E is my cousin.
Eazy-E? Eric?
Yeah, that's my cousin. And they tried to send me to Cali back in the 80s.
Rest in peace, Eazy-E.
Peace. They tried to send me up there to live with his mother, right? And I didn't know Eazy. I didn't even know he was my cousin. And then he wasn't at that level that he had became, And they tried to send me up there, but somebody, in the family said it wouldn't be good for me to go up there because I was a real bad actor. I was a real bad actor.
Hey, Dre. How old are you?
I'm 54.
So y'all was fighting with bats and chains and shit.
Oh, man. Hey, man. We had a homegirl. Man, we had a homegirl in this neighborhood. They called it Big Evelyn.
Yeah.
Big Evelyn would be with us. Will whoop a nigga ass. She ain't fight the girls. She will whoop a nigga ass. And we used to fight a lot of Mexicans back then. Coming up to school, coming up to the penitentiary. When you came to TDC, when you came to prison, the Mexicans was with the Mexicans. It wasn't a whole game. They was all one together. I don't care where they was from. They was together. Because it was the Mexicans against the blacks. And the white boys.
What about the ones from like Puerto Rico and Peru and Guatemala, all of that?
They was with the Mexicans. See, they got with the Mexicans because it was either a Mexican or a white boy was gonna turn out, man. In the time, they was gonna get turned out in some form. So, and especially
when you say turned out, what do you mean?
No, they was gonna get turned out into a punk or a boy. And a boy mean that they wasn't giving up their booty, but they was paying their money.
So what's a punk?
It was because inmates ran the penitentiary in my day. Inmates,
but you gotta remember, there's regular people that watch our channel.
That's exactly what D Shep was saying.
So you gotta tell them
about the inmates running the prison.
Then what's the boys? They let them know.
Punk is a person that's taking that dangling, taking that pickle, and a boy, he ain't taking that pickle, but he paying the money to prevent him from getting that pickle.
Does that stuff still go on nowadays in Texas?
Probably on some of the rowdiest units, maybe, but not so. They got a thing called PREA. And
PREA is everywhere.
You didn't have that in Texas.
You know what it stands for, right?
Oh, that's something serious.
Prison Rape Elimination Act. That's PREA.
See, they didn't have that in Texas. They didn't have that company to be able.
Man, look, Dre. When I got locked up, they have a video, they have a TV outside of the cell, of the holding tank, with the Priya video, right? And that was in Sacramento, California. So when I got locked up in Florida, what'd you know? That same ass Priya video was playing in Florida. The same video. Priya is coast to coast. That's some serious shit.
Yeah, see, they didn't come into the state of Texas, I think, until probably the late 90s or the early 2000s. You know, and they didn't have it in the state of Texas. You know, when it came, they got a rack with a mask on
Yeah.
and with a sack. Hey man, them people something serious. You gonna get some years behind messing with them boys.
Man, look, man, this police. Okay, so explain to the people what sex playing is.
Sex playing?
Yes.
Well, you know, I knew a lot of guys when I was serving my time, and I had to learn how to do time. I didn't know how to do time, even though it was my third time in prison. My first time I did 3 months. Second time I did 5 months. I had a 3-year sentence my first time. My second time I had a 7-year sentence. So my third time I ended up with 45 aggravated. So when I went to a maximum security unit was when I first seen really men play these sex games with other men, you know, putting Snicker bars and stuff on their bunks. I'm talking about literally put like the person moving to a cell, a Snicker bar on top of the bunk or whatever bunk, you know, they living on. So the cellie might come in and say, man, you seen that what happened to that Snicker bar that was up there? Oh man, you know, you new, you don't know what's going on. You might say, oh man, I ate that Snicker. You ate my Snicker? Who told you to eat my Snicker?
Oh, set him up.
Hey man, I want that Snicker bar. And so he got to say, well, I'll get you the Snicker bar when you go to come. Say, nah, I don't want that Snicker bar. I want that Snicker bar that was on that bunk. And he like,
Oh.
yeah, you gonna give me that? Give me that.
Hell no.
You gonna give it to me out them guts.
Hey, look. Hey, see, in California, right? That shit is so fucking rare. Like, cause you know everything is divided into cars. So if a car sniffed that there was a booty bandit in the midst of the car, oh man, especially if he did took a homie's butt before, he was gonna get hollered at quickly. Like a booty bandit has no ground to stand on in California.
Yeah.
But it seemed like out there, it seemed like that's just a part of doing time. Shit.
No, and that's so right because at the time, talking about a time that would later take change, right? Because you know the mindset of the inmates at that time, you know, that was a concept they had down here in Texas. Also in Angola, they had that same mentality that
Where's Angola located?
It's in Angola, Louisiana, I believe it's
In Louisiana.
Louisiana.
Do they call it the chain gang in Texas too?
Different camps, you know, it's different camps of Angola. You know, you got maximum security Angola where they have to take you out. When they take them on like a little field. You know, it's because it's like in the water, it's in the swamps. So they
right?
Yeah, they take them on the field. You know, that was a serious unit. I once knew our godfather. He was from Spain. He did 25 years in Angola. Matter of fact, I had a cousin of mine. I never met him. He got sentenced in 1965 when I was born. They had given him a mandatory life sentence. I never met this dude. I had never. He died. That was one of my great auntie's sons, one of her oldest sons. They had given him a mandatory life sentence. Hold up.
So how many years did you end up doing?
Something wrong. Hold up, I can't see.
I'm right here.
Hold up.
Can you see me?
Yeah, I got you.
All right.
And
So how many years did you end up actually doing off of that 45?
I was given I served 24 years, 8 months, and some days. I was released in 2014, and I stayed out 6 months, and I went back on a violation, and I stayed 4 more years. I got out in 2008.
Hold on, time out. You did a 4-year violation?
Yeah.
What the hell?
One of the things that's about my show, right? Is things that's taking place in prisons. And, you know, and what I try to do is I'm trying to get the people in Texas to speak out and try to speak out at the time when they change these laws. Because see, the system is so designed to help themselves and not the inmates. They say that Texas has the largest prison system. Inmates. See, these inmates in the state of Texas is not going to
say that again. They have the biggest prison system, but the what inmates?
Sorriest inmates.
The sorriest inmates. That came from a Texas inmate, y'all. So why would you say that about why is that stereotype on Texas like that?
And you know what's so ironic about that question is that other states is trying to figure out how y'all have those inmates like that. Because see, the state want to pay the inmates, right? You know, these people are doing time and they don't get paid here in the state of Texas, but they give them so many years. You know, like a person like me, I did 20-something years, and you know, I went in at 25 and I got out at 49. If I didn't have a foundation, what would I come to? What would I have come to if I wouldn't have had a foundation?
You've been in trouble.
After doing 20-something years, so practically I kind of grew up in a penitentiary.
Practically, that's for certain that you grew up in prison, because by you saying that, that's like, I mean, I grew up in prison, so you can't say practically. Half our life was behind them walls.
Yeah, and so I come out here and now they telling me that I have to do away with my institutional behavior, my institutional thinking, which I done survived with this institutional behavior and this institutional thinking to prevent me from losing my life, losing my manhood, and so much as losing my dignity. So you done placed me out here in society where I've been gone 20-something years and telling me I have to get my life straight. I have to live at a standard of society now.
Yeah.
So what I did was, you know, I had some jobs and everything. I had that opportunity, and what took place was that I filed for my disability, right? Which I not 3 times. I've been denied 3 times, and I remember Obama making a statement when he was in president, and he made it where so much as an inmate that's been gone 20 years or better is automatically given disability.
Yeah. But I thought you get denied 3 times and then you automatically approved or something. So that's not true.
No, because I got a lawyer now, and I've been set for a hearing, and I'm more than sure the judge, which is what I need, is going to automatically make them give me my disability. You know, because I got some medical problems, you know what I'm saying, as well as being incarcerated for over 20 years. You know.
Okay.
I automatically fit disability, you know, but it's been so hard to get it, man. It's been so hard to get it. But it's all right. I'm all right with that because of my foundation.
Okay. Now, so pause. We're gonna pause right there and let it keep going. All right. Now that's a different question. So, what type of OG?
So before we go on, let me say this. Nah, Andre Wade. Rest in peace, Andre Wade. Because there's pioneers in this prison genre that we have forgotten about. And Andre Wade is one of them people. He was there. I did this interview in January 2020. That was right before COVID. That was right before COVID. That was like there was a sickness that hit us in 2019. I mean, maybe your state was spared, maybe it wasn't. But there was this mystery illness that swept through like a gust of wind in the end of 2019, the beginning of 2020, before COVID. And when I went to the doctor, they said, we don't know. You don't have the flu. You don't have a cold. We don't know what it is. But they refused to acknowledge that mystery illness in 2019 that got us all sick, they refused to acknowledge that was COVID. But this is around that time. This is January 2020 when this interview happened. This was, well, I just told a bold-faced lie. As soon as Nate Dogg popped up, I said, shit. Andre Wade was my first prison genre YouTuber interview. But shit, Nate been there. I just don't count Nate because that's the homie. But this is my very first interview with Andre, and it was with Andre Wade. Rest in peace to Andre Wade. And if ain't nobody remembering you, I'ma remember you.
Were you inside prison? Because there was OGs, like there's OGs, like you move in the cell with them, they hella disciplined, they got their floors polished, everything is dusted, and they don't talk that much, they kind of mean, they set in their ways. Was you that kind of OG?
Yeah, I was I liked them women, and a lot of women worked in prisons down here in Texas, and
yeah,
I liked them women, man, and so I it was a certain manner that I conducted myself in, and so a lot of young guys, that's what they placed me as an OG, but
yeah,
the only thing I taught a youngster, I taught to them that wasn't taught to me when I came to prison.
Yeah.
And that was to mind your own business, man, and get you some education, man. Because I remember an old cat telling me, his name was Cole. He was out of Fifth Ward. He was out of Houston, and I was going for wild. I was wild, and he said, "Hey, Dre, man," he said, "Man, you got a lot of time to do." He said, "Man, you got to place yourself in position," and that stuck with me for many years. So myself in a position to be able to have a law, have money in the penitentiary, and not so much as worrying about my family sending me money and stuff like that. And my floor, I kept waxed. I kept clean. Women like that.
You got an OG radio too, a boombox, 8-track. What you had?
Had all kind of radios, man. I had all kind of radios. We had
you got the OG TV with the bubble on it instead of a flat screen.
We had no TV. I wish we would have had TV. We ain't had no.
What? Y'all didn't have TVs?
Yeah, and that's what about Texas prisons, man. They selling them all that kind of bullcorn stuff in there, man. And boys spending all their money, you know what I'm saying, and they making no money, and if you're gonna sell these kind of products, if you're gonna sell this kind of stuff, man, you can make it better. I remember when they changed it, like now you can get like a care package, right? You can get that nowadays. See, we didn't have the luxury they have right now today in Texas. They got telephones, on the cars now. They call every day with their families and stuff. We didn't have that. See, if we'd have had that back in my days, I would have beat my case. I'd have beat my case. What? I'm gonna beat my case.
So, yeah. So how many years did you say you did off of 45?
I did
24.
years, 8 months, and some days. And I did 4 years on a violation on this sentence. And so
I
all the
did.
28
I did.
years.
So you said, man. Well, if you break it down like that with me, I did 20. I can't picture doing 20. I can't even picture doing 24. I don't even know how I did 20.
And,
To be honest with you.
but this is the thing about it. You know, it's something that we had to do. Because see, before I went to prison, even the first time before I went to prison, now I was in these streets, man, and I learned the behavior of neighborhoods. I learned the behavior of characters, and that played a role in my survival kit in the penitentiary.
Yeah.
You know, paying attention to the characters. You got some dudes, man, they would come to a unit, man, and just jump out there. How you just jump out there and you ain't even paid attention to what's going on? I had a partner. He was out of Cali, man. Good dude too, man. And then when he came at this time, you know, the stacks was against him. He jumped in the gambling game. And man, them dudes played that boy out of so much money. Look at him, man. They played because he didn't even know. But right now today, he probably one of the best gamblers you ever seen. But he paid for that. He paid for that game.
They say you gotta pay to like poker. In order to learn poker, you gotta pay. It costs. You gotta pay to learn poker.
Probably so, but he jumped in a cheating game. He jumped in a game of dudes that he didn't even know. He was from California. First time in the penitentiary with a bunch of years. I remember when he came, he had some Magic Johnson. He had some Magic Johnson Converse. Got played out of them. I'm talking about played, you know, played out of them. You know what I'm saying? You know, he's sitting there gambling with some dudes and everybody standing around him, telling his hand to the other dudes is at the table. He don't even know it though. Ain't nobody. And now is his partner. He's from California. You don't know nobody. You're supposed to pay attention first before you jump. See what happens. Look at the surroundings of the table. See how they playing. Because you know these, they play for keeps. Them dudes play. Some of them dudes had already been locked up since the 70s on these things. You had
what games did y'all play out there? What games y'all play?
Huh?
What games do y'all play? Like what card games is big out there? Like we played Pinochle.
Oh, they played Knock. They had a game called Knock, and they played them with dominoes. And you couldn't play card games. Cards was illegal, but they had them anyway. They played poker.
Cards was illegal?
Yeah,
damn.
And it's a whole bunch of stuff you just told, like a lot of California inmates such as myself. There's a lot of stuff you told me that just blew my mind. No TV, no cards.
Yeah, and the reason was they might have had them in the old days, but I don't know. They didn't have them when I went to prison.
Damn.
But in the old days, they might have had them, but so much violence done took place behind cards and stuff like that. They took them out of the system. Texas, you know, they don't want you to enjoy yourself in the penitentiary.
All right, hold on, man. Do y'all hear this? This nigga, rest Andre Wade's soul. He said cards was illegal in Texas. I can't picture that. It's always been a set of playing cards somewhere around. The only thing you might encounter is that you might run into a deck of cards that's all pinochle cards or something like that. So it came to the point where I'm like, I better learn how to play pinochle because everybody ain't playing poker. I mean, everybody ain't playing spades and shit. Them is low level, not low level, but I'm just saying, like them is entry level games. Like the elite games is pinochle. So I just can't picture doing time without some damn playing cards. Shit. At least you can play solitary with yourself. That shit crazy. He said Texas does not want you to enjoy yourself. Understood. Copy. Andre Wade, rest in peace.
They don't want you to enjoy yourself. They feel like when you're given time, like when I was given time, they worked you hard. It was a physical they tried to drain you physical, so we had to work out. We had to stay physical fit because we worked in them host squads twice a day. We went in the morning, came in for lunch, and went back out.
Afternoon yard.
Huh?
Afternoon shift or afternoon yard?
Yeah, no, it wasn't no yard. That was that work hole. We went to the yard after we came from working out there in them fields. Yeah, we were picking that cotton and shit on them, man.
Wait a minute. So that shit is real?
Yeah.
Or you be like, that's the sound of the man working on that chain.
I remember when
So y'all was chained up with pitchforks. I mean with pickaxes.
chained up, you have you in different squads. I remember when I got to Eastham, right, and I went to classification. You go into classification where they let you know where you're gonna go live. They let
Damn, my bad. My bad. My bad. Nah, what I was saying is that, man, this shit is crazy. Here it is. Me and D Shep and y'all just had a conversation 3 days ago about Texas and the treatment and what they going through, because I was shocked to hear that they picking cotton in Texas still. Like, that is just unimaginable for somebody like me. So here you got Andre Wade saying, wait, no, y'all can hear me now, right? Shit, you can hear me? Can you hear me now? 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 Good. That's for y'all that remember that commercial. That's for y'all that can remember that commercial. Can you hear me now? Good. Front Street Bakery, we got the buses. We got buses that pass by in this bitch. All right. So the point I was making was a treatment of how Texas does their inmates. Andre Wade was raw. Like, he wasn't on here trying to perform. He was just like I was, starting off, just telling my story, fresh, ain't even been home that long, in his rawski-dawski form. Like I said, this was Dirty's first prison interview. Like, I had been around, like at this point, 2020, I had been in the YouTube game a year and a half. But I didn't feel worthy to interview nobody. I just thought people were supposed to interview me. So this was my first really interview aside from Nate Dogg 916, because that's the homie. So let's get through this. Let's get through this interview. And I appreciate y'all that's taking time out of y'all day to listen to this OG from Texas. That was before everybody. Like, the only person that was there around the time for him from Texas was Tim Snow, Dr. Larry, and him. All right, let's get back to this.
it let you know what squad where you're gonna work. So when I got there, it was the warden and the major and all of them was sitting in classification, right? So when I walked in, they looked at my file. They say, "Wait, we're gonna put you in 7-hole." I say 7-hole. I say, man, I don't know nothing about working in no 7-hole. I said, I'm trying to figure out how I'm gonna do this 45. They said, "Oh, you get through, you gonna figure it out." Shit, let me tell you something. I was for about 18 months before I finally went to work to get out of the whole squad. I was getting a case every day for not going to work. I wasn't going. I had 45 active. I wasn't fit to go work in no whole squad. So let me tell you this story.
What year is this that they trying to get you to pick some cotton?
This 1990.
They picking cotton in Texas in 1990. And they got niggas doing it.
And look, Eastham had the largest cotton field. Let me tell you a story. What that took place with me. I had a partner that taught me into going to work. He said, Dre, man, come on, kick it. He was a partner I used to kick with every day, you know, old school dude. He was out of Fifth Ward in Houston. So I decided to go on out there and work. So for like a whole month.
To pick some cotton.
Huh?
Pick some cotton.
To pick cotton. So I'm picking this cotton, right? And these plants, they're about this tall. That wasn't bad. You know, I'm every day I'm going to work with my partners for about a month. So, and we had one of the damnedest field captains. So a white boy, he was about 5'5" with one leg. They called it.
Is that the police or another inmate?
The police. He was a captain. He was a field captain. He had been working in Eastham since he was 18. And he was an old man now. So he down there seeing Bunny and Clyde. I mean, he down there see Clyde days. He had been working there so long. He was real racial. He was
Clyde really. Wait, was Clyde really there?
Yeah, Clyde was on the old Eastham. He escaped old Eastham. Yeah, they were fucking Clyde over there. That's why because they were fucking. Yeah, they were fucking Clyde.
Like literally in his
Clyde.
What?
Yeah, he was a bro.
What?
Yeah, on the old Eastham. The old Eastham seals, they was underground. The old Eastham. Yeah, it's old cotton being now where they put all the cotton stuff. They don't really too much pick cotton over there no more. They don't kind of took that out the system.
All right, so you with your partner, you going to work and y'all picking this cotton.
Now we picking this cotton, right? Yeah. So at this time, we had been picking cotton so much at this time that I thought it was over with. You know, it was on a Friday one day, and they brought hamburgers and all kind of stuff for us to eat and soda waters. We out there playing football in the fields. Look at my old rat. See that rat?
Yep.
Yeah, he want something new. Yeah, then things was going on real tough. So I'm thinking the cotton is over with. We've been picking all month.
Yeah.
So, for Monday, we're going to the bottom and pick some. I say to the bottom and pick some. I say, man, that ain't it. They say, yeah, they got some more, Dre. I say, man, I don't know. He say, man, come on, Dre, man, come on, go to work, man. So that Monday morning, we went to the work, and I had never been to the bottom.
Wait, do y'all get paid? One second. We're gonna wait for
So
okay. So let me ask you a question real quick. Do y'all get paid?
No.
In California, we get paid for these jobs. Okay, go ahead.
And this is what I'm trying to do and show the people that's out here in society that they need to speak up for the inmates. They need to, when at the time when they make these new laws, these people that so much is concerned about their loved ones that's in prison, that they need to speak up for these people inside these walls of confinement. They need to try to get these people to change some laws. You know, then these people need to get paid because they give too many years in the state of Texas for these people not to get paid.
Indeed. So we with your partner, and he asked you to come to work.
So that Monday morning, we go to work and we going to the bottom. Like I said, I had never been to the bottom before. And the line force was so big, right?
Yeah.
They so scared put on over here. So man, we go to the bottom. So we come over this hill. So they said, there go that cotton over there, Dre. I said, I don't see no cotton. He said, it's back over that way. I said, man, them trees. He said, man, them ain't no trees, man. That's cotton. I said, oh, man, I didn't pick that. I say, man, I'm not gonna pick that. So when we get down there to the bottom, I mean, them trees, them cotton plants is this tall. They taller than me. Man, about 40, 50 balls of cotton on one plant.
Damn. Don't that shit be tearing your hands and shit? Like
you got a thing called picking cotton and pulling cotton. Pulling, you pull the whole ball. Picking cotton is when you pull the cotton out of the ball. You don't pull the ball. And they was picking cotton at this time. So look here, this is God on the truth. When we got to the spot and they got to our wagon and let us out off the wagon, you got to get off the wagon and go get you a burlap sack. And then you can't go. I said, look out, Cap. I said, man, I ain't picking no cotton today. They all know me, right? They all know me because, like I say, I was in the field for like about 18 months and go to work for 90 days. And the whole 18 months that I was out there, that 90 days was for me to get out of the fields and get a job. So, you know, and I got a case. I got a case if it wasn't for spurring somebody, having a fight or something. I was on, it was 19, this was like 1991. I was until 93, and 93 wasn't even there yet. That's how much restriction, that's how much cases I had. So out there, I said, look out, Cap. I said, man, I ain't picking no cotton today. He said, oh, wait. He said, come on, boy, you're going to pick some cotton. I said, I ain't picking no cotton. He said, y'all might as well call the wagon. I ain't picking no motherfucking cotton. He said, you're going to pick some goddamn cotton, boy. I said, yeah. So when I walked over there, I got me one of them burlap sacks, and I went to the plant, to them damn big old plants, and I went snatching up them goddamn plants. I went to snatching them motherfuckers out the ground, and we had a black boss that was over our squad. Look out, Boss Henry. He said, get him. He pulling up the goddamn plants. Said them motherfuckers took me. Them motherfuckers took me in, man. And
you got about that field.
and those kind of stories, you know, you hear about stories that goes on in prison, right? About it's like that. That could be talked about. You know, some inmates somewhere right now today would type say, I remember Dre Dawg, man. Dre Dawg was so crazy, man, you know, because being on a dangerous unit, even though we was on a dangerous unit, man, we laughed. We had fun, man. We got high.
See, the people out here, they have especially before they see me, they have a stereotype that people in prison like are angry, bitter, like they can't find a source of fun inside the walls, or they think that you shouldn't have fun behind the walls. But truthfully, there's all types of people that actually is in fact fun.
Hell nah, them
motherfuckers
that's $10 if I'm selling them to a knock on the streets. But somebody that's buying bulk things like shit, this things be like 7, 8.
And I was coming home for a holiday, and I met this dude that was from California. And he was on the bus. He was on the Greyhound bus, and me and him sat together. He seen a deer, and he was totally shocked to see a deer off the side of the road. It's a deer. Because he had never seen nothing like that because of living. He said the only time you seen animals was in a zoo. But down here in Texas, we seen them all running around. You know, it was shocking to him. And he was older than me.
I'm gonna tell you something because while I remember, I'm from California, so let me reiterate. Not all parts of California don't have wildlife like that, but in California, like the wildlife states of the wildlife, right?
Yeah.
I was in Atlanta. I was in Atlanta looking at a house in the middle of the damn neighborhood. In the middle of a neighborhood. Man, a whole family of deers came walking up the street. It was like, look, I'm like, it's deers. Like right there. It's like right in the neighborhood. It fucked me up. Yeah. And another time I was at a regular old fast trip gas station. And jackal or coyote or something. He just came walking through the gas station like he owned the motherfucker and then walked out. I was like, damn, I'm ready to go for the camera and start recording, and I'm fascinated by this shit.
Yeah.
But you got the right idea though. But I seen a lot of deers in California though. They be in the mountains.
Down here in Texas. For a long time, you know, the movie Dallas, which is what a lot of guys from, you know, like Chicago and New York and all that watched it, Dallas thought we was really riding horses down.
You talking about J.R. Ewing and them?
Yeah. And so, but like you said that you only been to Dallas. and never been to Houston.
I ain't never been to Houston, only Dallas. I've been to Houston. I've been to El Paso too.
Hey, when you come to Houston, you home. You home.
Man,
H-Town is live.
I ain't coming in the winter. Y'all be flooding and things. Y'all be flooding.
Yeah, it flood. They got a rainy season, man. It's a flood, man. You got to have
Every time I look up, Houston underwater.
But where I'm from, it ain't underwater. We had a bad flood like in the 70s, and we haven't had that since in the neighborhood that I'm from. Thank God.
So that's basically like downtown Houston and stuff.
I'm outside of downtown, you know. I'm outside of downtown. You have, neighborhoods like Third Ward and stuff like Fifth Ward. They closer to town than I am.
So you missed Hurricane Katrina too.
Yeah, I was in prison. I was locked up. And you know what? So what's so crazy is that the hurricanes and stuff, they don't hit the penitentiaries. For some reason, they don't hit the penitentiaries.
They keep us up in that motherfucker.
Yeah, but they don't hit us. They don't. God, he just placed his hands around the prison for some reason.
Yeah.
Hey,
have you noticed getting out that there's a lot more people from New Orleans and Houston?
Well, that's our next door neighbor, right? And when they had that a lot of our kinfolks, like my father, he was Creole. So a lot of my people are Louisiana people. And so it's like that. Houston ain't nothing but a Louisiana, a lot of Louisiana people used to live there and they live here. Them people went to had that storm and what took place in New Orleans, and they all came to Houston. They ain't went back. Because a lot of New Orleans, they was gangsters for real, and they living in New Orleans. So when they came to Houston and seen this good life, they didn't go back down, man. Forget New Orleans. Forget New Orleans. They didn't go back. They stayed.
Hurricane Katrina it changed a lot of people's lives. There was a lot of murders that happened during Hurricane Katrina that went completely unsolved.
Yeah,
it was hella murders. Like they wasn't putting them on TV, but you talk to people that was in it. Like the police was killing people. You heard about that?
Man, they was doing a lot of stuff.
Like the police put martial law down there and was shooting motherfuckers down.
Yeah.
They were saying they were seeing bodies floating in the river, like floating, not the river, but the flood waters. They said they were seeing bodies just floating.
Yeah.
And for a long time, they said that when the waters went down, bodies was coming up.
Yeah, and that's because of the people of the city too. They was killing people. The people was killing people and killing law. They wasn't trying to hit, and them dudes wasn't trying to hit. You imagine a dude that had a house full of drugs and all kind of money. They were trying to save that. Instead of saving their lives, they were trying to save that stuff and couldn't save it. You know what I'm saying? They had to leave. Yeah. And you had people didn't even want to leave there because they had been there so long.
Yeah. Hurricane Katrina was actually heartbreaking. And even though I was inside, like I felt it, like they think because we in prison, we ain't got emotions and feelings and things. But when I see Hurricane Katrina, that shit broke my heart. Like there was one story. It was one. Man, there was a lady sitting. They was on a bridge. You might remember seeing it. They was on a bridge, and there was a lady in a wheelchair. And she had been dead for like a while. She had been dead. Nobody came to pick up her body or nothing. She just was sitting in a wheelchair. They put like a blanket over her.
You know
that shit made my grown ass cry.
I felt like, because I'm a spiritual man.
Yeah.
What got me through my prison life is my spiritual being. That intercepted while doing time, right? And I felt that God really wasn't pleased with New Orleans. For so long that city has been so wicked, and that he destroyed it in a manner that they were for. That was unheard of. See, that hadn't taken place in the United States. You know, that's something that we've seen that took place in other countries. It hadn't taken place. That was the first time that there's something like that ever happened in the United States. And he really pleased with New Orleans and the wickedness that was going on in that city. And, and now really
don't forget the president back then too.
Yeah, and you got man, you know,
we had Bush back then.
You know, them Bushes is some cold-blooded people. You know, and there's some history about them, man. And you know, and you look at these men that's done been representing our country. You know, a lot of them, you know, you could say Bush and them was this and Bush and them was that, but the Clintons, all of them, got that background of what they done went through and what they went to go through to be where they got as president.
The Bushes is from Texas, ain't they?
Yeah. You know,
I heard a lot of their decisions and movements was based on that oil.
And you know what, man, and to believe it or not, though, is that the son, the Bush son that made president, see, at that time, we needed him for president. Because at that time, the presidents before him, they was like punks to other countries. Countries didn't respect us. They respect us. And when that boy came in there, and they seen that old country ass, Texas ass boy came in there, he was ready to kill something. Y'all gonna get it right. Yeah, y'all gonna get it right. Y'all gonna respect the United States. Y'all gonna respect the United States, and they start respecting.
That's right. Hey, all right. So let's switch reels. Let's switch reels. I need to know, why was you telling? You said you was a comedian there. Why was you telling jokes?
Man, because I've been doing that all my life, right?
Yeah.
And I've been ranking on dudes. You know, I'm the oldest in my family, right?
Yeah.
And at a time where we fought dogs, and we had to fight one another, man. I had to fight girls. I had to fight boys. The oldest, you know what I'm saying? So I had to represent. I had to get out there. But one of the things I always had, I had a gift for ranking. I was always able to, you know, I liked it, Richard Pryor and all the comedians of that time, you know. And so it was easy for me to, you know, to rank on guys. And so when I got in prison, and you didn't really have that in certain circles, you know, like you say, they have a so stereotype that they think that everybody in prison got a bald head with a mask on their face, and that's not true. That's not true. You know, we laugh.
Hey, I be watching you, right? I be trying to follow. I keep getting stuck on that little third eye down there, the little birthmark or whatever it is right there. It just be calling me like, look at me, like, look at me. The little pink, like, look at me. Like, Dre got 3 eyes.
Hey, I got this joke over here, y'all, right? I got this joke for you. And this only came from Just Release. From Andre, I heard this joke. It was this guy. He used to go around picking up all kind of stuff, right? All kind of trash and stuff. So one day he came up on this house, and it had a fence around. And on this fence, it had a sign saying lion taming. So he all about it. He want to go see what it's about, right? So he walked, knock on the door. Lady answered the door. She said, "Yes, my hip." He said, "Yes, I couldn't help but noticing y'all had this sign on the fence saying lion tamer." She said, "Yes, we got a lion and we're looking for somebody to tame it." He said, "Well, I know a little bit about taming lions." She said, "Yes, you can have a job." He said, "Well, okay, I'll be right back. Let me go to my truck." So he walked out there to his truck. He got a whip and he got a chair. So he walked back in there, "Show me where this bad lion at." So he walked in the backyard. There it was, a big old lion in a cage. The lion was running around the cage, you know, roar.
Yeah.
So the lady said, "No, let me open up. I don't want you to get hurt." So he opened up the cage, walked inside the cage. The lion was roaring and running around the cage and charged the man. So the man stood back with the whip, snatched the